How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be set in your ways. Set in your ways. Now, when I think of this topic of being set in your ways, you hear this thrown around a lot, especially when you're talking about people, reaching past their level of maturity. Start saying, they start making these type of comments. Well, I'm set in my ways. I'm not going to really change. I'm not going to, you got to be mindful of when you say that. When I think of being set in my ways, I don't think that's something that has ever really even crossed my mind, of me saying that I'm set in my ways. Yeah, there's things that I like and dislike, and some things may have remained consistent from childhood to now, and there's things that I may have had my perspective changed up on things. And the fact of the matter is, I'm still open. I'm still open to seeing another point of view besides mine. When you're set in your ways, you might as well say that you don't want to. You're not accepting change at all. And some people, it's funny because when they think about that or when they tout that, when they say, I'm set in my ways, I ain't doing anything different. Well, notice when the circle that you have, you don't have anything new or coming in or going out in your circle. You could have made yourself stunted from growing further. I don't think it's really ever a point that in life that we should stop growing mentally. It's not ever a point where you're just done learning. You know all that it is. I don't need to intake anything else because this is all that I'm going to do. If that's the case, and you happen to be overbearing, just know that when you're not getting anything new up off in your circle, or people just aren't bringing certain things to you, or you're just kind of in a rut, that may be the case. And another thing that comes to mind when I'm talking about setting your ways, I'm really talking about people who, as well, people who may be pig-headed on certain things, stubborn, verbally abusive, just really, really full of themselves from the standpoint that, they're going to try to out-talk, out-opinionate, everybody that they come in contact with, that's who I am. People just have to respect it. Okay, well, yeah, they can respect it enough to leave you alone. And then when you throw that moniker on there, to me, that's like icing on the cake. I'm set in my ways. A lot of people, I know for me, myself, first of all, I'm not out to try to change anybody's mind on anything. Like that's my goal. My purpose is to change you, make you me. I have to put what I'm thinking up on you. You're gonna take this. I'm gonna shove it down your throat. No, we're just talking. We're just dialoguing. That's the reason why the name of this channel is the Conversational series. You take what you want from it. I've said it in other videos, not every conversation has to be definitive. No, we can't end this conversation till either, you agree with me, I agree with you, or we agree not to disagree. Whatever happened to just talking? It might not even be any resolve right now. Maybe I might think on it, go away and think on it, and have a change of opinion. A friend of mine, his father, I was talking to him one day, ran into him outside the grocery store, and me, him, and his other son, we must have talked for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. And he told me, he said, I remember my sister telling me something when I was a young man. I think he said probably even before he was married and had kids. And he said, I didn't know what she was saying. I couldn't even, wrap my head around it. It seemed relatively simple. And I don't remember what it was that he had stated. But he said it wasn't until my later years, 50s, almost, 60, that I was like, this is what she was saying. Now keep in mind, this is not something that she beat into him or drummed into his head for 40 or 50 years. This is just something that he came back to. This is something that you have to allow people to do. You have to allow people to take what you say, and just because they're not giving you feedback on it, or they're just gobbling up what you're saying, and they're wanting to digest on it. These are how things that you talk. This is how things that you say to people may encourage or discourage them. That's the reason why I talk about the power of the mouth and speaking with purpose, because you don't know what damages you're doing on a person. And one thing you don't ever want to do, you don't want to cause somebody to stumble. You don't want to cause somebody to stumble in something that you said that you're possibly wrong upon. So you should strive to be encouraging, uplifting. People remember those things. So when you say that you're set in your ways, you're essentially blocking off, or at least with some people, blocking off things that they even give to you. Because since you're set in your ways, it ain't no need even discussing it. Because I discussed it with you before. Last time we discussed it, it turned into an altercation, or you became belligerent. So I won't even discuss it with you. So people start closing those doors on you. And it's so funny because you're getting comfortable, more and more comfortable as time goes on, because you're thinking, I'm set in my ways. Yeah, I'm comfortable. Everything's good. Relationships all fine up around me. No, you're really stagnant. People just know, ain't no need even trying to bring nothing to him that's besides, him or her, the point of view, because they're not going to accept it. They're set in their ways. So be mindful when you're saying things like that. That's my 2 cents on it. I just wanted to share that with you today. In the meantime, if you have questions, you can hit me up at ayin.kilimanjaro@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question in a video. Okay. In the meantime, check out a book I've written, Ayin Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication. I will leave a link in the description box. And until next time, stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. My name's Ayin. You have a good one.